Woke up one day and literally couldn't move. Not because I was tired, but because I can see the point. No motivation, no spark, just this thought, what a failure I've become. Now, consistency can suck sometimes. You wake up at the same time every day, do your stretches, brush your teeth, have the same cereal, go on to the same journey to work, see the same faces in the office. I wouldn't blame you that as a result of this tedium, you just feel like, what's the point? We only get one life. Why is this getting so boring? And in spite of all of this, time is going by so fast that we don't even have any time to process it. We're just getting swept away in the delirium, which is our lives at this point. So there was one day the other week where I was laying in bed. It was my day off. I'd just woken up. I was just doom scrolling on my phone. It was just when I woke up, I just didn't feel like myself. I had no desire to do anything. I just didn't have any bounce. I didn't have any energy. It was just complete stillness. So what I did, which was actually quite funny, I actually cracked open my 3DS, which I haven't touched in years, and started playing Zelda on it. And I was like, okay, this is something I haven't done in a while. This is something that is now feeling new and novel again. What else? I journaled for a bit and meditated and asked some very deep questions. And later on in the day, I did something close to a 10K run with my sister. And it just seemed to be such a perfect day, even though when you think about it, I didn't really do that much at all. In terms of action and what I did throughout the day, it was very just relaxed. There was no goals, there was no expectation, there was just movement. A question that we should be asking, which isn't what do I have to do today, but is why am I doing this? So if you're watching these videos, thank you so much, but I'm guessing you're very similar to myself, that you've got a lot of ambition and drive. So when you're continually grinding away, you've got to realize that energy isn't a infinite resource. It's something that has to be replenished. It has to be something that is restored to yourself. And we can't pick when bad things happen to us. It might be a flat tire, a bad day at work, or getting a parking ticket. Definitely not ideal. Well, what I've come up with is quite interesting. So in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, it's a book that I come back to quite a lot. He actually talks about something called the identity circle. Now, the identity circle is it's a circle that's split into 3 different areas. So the outer layer of the circle is outcomes. This is pretty much the results that you want. The middle layer is processes. So these are the habits and routines that you build in order to lead towards the outcomes. And then the inner circle is something called identity. Identity, as is illustrated in the book, is the most important one because it's who you are at the end of the day. Most people focus on what they want before anything else. They're like, oh, I want an amazing house. I want a beautiful wife. I want to have a great job. So when they've established these things that they want, they also ask, what do I need to do in order to get these things? Which is a dangerous road to go down, because as we know, what might work for one person might work for everyone. But the question that not a lot of people ask is, who do I need to become in order to achieve this thing? Like, if you saw yourself as a handsome, good-looking person, how would you act? How would you speak to people that you're attracted to? Identity is something that drives action, not the other way around. Now, moving on to fake it till you make it. And this is a phrase that when I've heard it in the past, I used to think it was a bunch of bollocks, like it was something that didn't have a lot of weight behind it. Well, as it turns out, there's been studies that have reflected that there's actually a lot of utility in pretending to be confident or good at something when you're actually not. One study in the workplace found that people that seem to appear more confident will be more assertive and thus appear more able, which basically means that they're bossing it at work. So if you're feeling a bit low in yourself, you just need to act like the version that isn't. You need to make eye contact, speak loudly and clearly, have your chin up, have your shoulders back. Present yourself physically as someone that is dominant, someone who's assertive and in the room. And that's something that bleeds into everything else. And just to finish off, finally, it's this aspect of rest. Now, we've all heard the stories about rest, how some people can get by on 4 hours sleep or something stupid like that. But there's actually an interesting example by Jeff Bezos, and he notes that he needs as much sleep as possible. And I think he said that his average is around 8 hours. Why? Because one clear decision made on a good night's rest is better than 5 rush decisions done on 4 hours sleep. Like, obviously you can sacrifice quality for quantity, but what is the cost? So before bed, put the phone down, don't doom scroll, give yourself ample time to have a good wind down routine. Maybe even meditate. I don't know. Do something that will relax you before bed, and you'll probably sleep a lot easier than someone that's trying to do a million different bits of admin. I know this is hard. There is nothing more addictive than those red notifications that pop up on your phone, but having a good wind down routine is necessary. Anyway guys, that is it for this week. If you're new here, you know what to do.